Hi, my dear friends. In this series of episodes, I'm going to give you a very important skill to build your career, which is public speaking. Public speaking is speaking in public. You're not speaking in to yourself or to a close group of people. You may have to convince somebody. You may have to market an idea. You have to mobilize support of the people. You have to align people to yourself. So that is the purpose of public speaking. So in my the Ignite book, I wrote in chapter 12, you don't have to be perfect. Be natural. See, this is what happens when a normal conversationist gets into stage fear. The moment you give him a mic. In my training program, people register. The first session itself is give them a mic and ask them to speak extempore. In a normal conversation, I find them to be perfectly all right. But the moment you give them a mic, something happens. The reason is, in their mind, they tell themselves that this speech has to be perfect. There is a term called perfectionism, that is wanting everything to be perfect. A perfect book has not been written. A perfect song has not yet been composed. A perfect drawing is not yet made. A perfect statue is not yet carved. Please understand that. Don't think that your speech is a stage performance. There is a big difference between acting in a movie and giving a speech. In a movie, a 3-minute song, they may take even 10 hours to record. A 5-minute dialogue, maybe they will take the whole day to take, retake, edit, all that. A public speaking is not a stage performance. You are not a dancer. You are not an actor. You are a speaker. Please keep this in mind. Relax. While you are waiting for your turn, relax. Don't visualize that people are going to find fault with you. As I said earlier, if you have the mindset that people are going to judge you, but they will judge your point of view. They will judge your logic. They will judge your principles, facts maybe, but not you as a speaker. So be very, very natural. Maintain eye contact. Mind your gestures. As simple as that. So it's not a stage performance. Be natural. Next time when you listen to somebody speaking, you will notice there is something unique in every speaker. I strongly suggest that you have a habit of watching at least one speaker every day, or at least 3 in a week, put it that way. If you Google out, if you go to the YouTube, you can listen to many of the best speakers. Now, a lot of political speeches have gone on. You can go back and speak to the electioneering speeches. Winston Churchill is one of the top public speakers in the 20th century. Many of you would have heard about Demosthenes of the history. We might not have seen Demosthenes, but we have Winston Churchill's speech. You know one thing, Winston Churchill had a speaking impairment when he was a child. He had to work very hard to overcome the same. On the 4th of June 1940, he delivered a speech called We Shall Fight on the Beach. We shall fight at the beach, one of the famous speeches. It was so powerful, it made a very big difference. And what is so peculiar about Winston Churchill's speech, why did he become so popular? He used emotive language, metaphors, a powerful imagery. While delivering his speeches, he showed such an authority. It gave a strength to the minds of the listeners. He understood how to use the words to the listener's imagination to take over, transporting them from the scene to the scene of the battlefield. See, even when you are speaking to somebody, definitely the other person will be visualizing. Supposing you give a small little, let's say, a speech on how you went to Taj Mahal, how you went to Agra, how you went to the Ganges, took a dip, and all that. The other person will be visualizing. In fact, your speech has to be figurative. That's what it means. I try to read the Winston Churchill speech. It goes like this. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing ground. We shall fight on the fields and in the streets. We shall fight on the hills. We shall never surrender. And even if, which I do not think for a moment to believe, this island or a large part of it was subjugated and starving, then our empire beyond the seas, armed and guarded by the British fleet, would carry on the struggle until in God's good time, the new world, with all its power and might, step forth to the rescue and the liberation of the old. This was a speech delivered by him at the House of Commons on 4th June 1940. So be natural. As I said, you need to have your own signature. You should be strong in your facts and figures. You should be strong in your metaphors and simile, but it need not be perfect. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. When you listen to speeches by many popular speakers, you'll notice this. Narendra Modi, in Tamil, Vaiko, and earlier days, Kalaignar Karunanidhi. Listen to Jayalalitha's speech. Listen to Vajpayee's speech. Listen to Indira Gandhi's speech. If you Google, you will come across Mahatma Gandhi's speech, Subhash Chandra Bose's speech. Listen to the speech of Swami Vivekananda which he delivered in Chicago. All these things naturally delivered. You cannot act out on a stage. You are not an actor. As I said, you are not giving a stage performance. Be natural. Fake it to make it. Many of you may be new to public speaking. Maybe you are trying to pick up some skill by listening to these episodes or reading some books. Be very, very natural. When you are giving a story, be natural. If you have to read from a script, keep it and read it. You don't have to think that others may think that you are reading a script. What is wrong? Quotations, if possible, by heart. Otherwise, say, read it, no problem. Or even the quotation, the substance of it you tell. Be natural. Otherwise, if you think it's going to be a stage performance, you will get back to the old stage fear, glossophobia. So here is an exercise for you. Download Winston Churchill's speech, We Shall Fight on the Beaches. Memorize it, of course. Get your friends. Or if You are attending this program in a group. Each one of you will deliver 1 minute. And others will take note of improvement points. Others will give improvement points, not defects. And then try to speak again. Then you speak in front of a mobile camera. This is how great speeches are made. As I mentioned to you, in order to master any skill, you need consistency of practice. I'll be uploading these episodes, almost one episode a day, sometimes more than that. Please subscribe to this channel. Every week, at least 3 episodes you should see and practice. Practice makes it perfect. And over a period of the next 3 months, as I mentioned to you in the earlier episode, your skill will improve from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence to conscious competence and to unconscious competence. In about 6 months' time, you will become one of the top speakers. Every opportunity that you get to speak in public, make use of this opportunity. And every time you speak, make a note of a number, how well you delivered it on a point rating of 0 to 10, and see over the next 1 year how the index goes up. All the best. See you in the next episode.